Oh me, oh my, these are the stories I like to see. OpenAI is reportedly preparing legal action against Apple. It wouldn't be the first partner to feel burned. That's right, OpenAI is looking at suing Apple for breach of contract, and that puts a big old smile on my face. And the reason is because our industry is going to back to our little catty, bitchy ass roots the way that I like it. As I've talked about before, I have a passive, aggressive, love-hate, codependent relationship on this industry, and by God, there is nothing that puts a smile on my face. Is just seeing everything go sideways. It's just a wonderful thing. One of the things I've discussed for a while with the whole AI fraud is one of the things that's concerned me is that all these companies have been playing nice. There's nothing that you should be more scared of than tech companies playing nice with each other, because that's just not how things work, right? But for a number of years, Google was playing nice with OpenAI, which is playing nice with Microsoft, which is playing nice with Oracle, right? All these major technology companies that have spent decades mining the foundations of our civilization for just a couple of ounces of more blood money. For some reason, they were all playing nice together. And that's one of the reasons I told you. You could tell how big this fraud was. The fact of the matter is that there is so much money in the AI fraud that no company wanted to attack another company, right? Because if they could basically disparage another company, literally disparaging the other company brings up a lot of, unfortunate questions about themselves, right? Well, if their AI isn't worth $1 trillion, how do we know your AI is worth $1 trillion? How do we know any of this shit's worth $1 trillion? Right? So they were all playing very, very nice with each other, because that's the whole thing, right? You tear one person down and that brings up the arguments for basically your own destruction. Well, the issue that we're seeing now is money is drying up. We're all starting to realize what a fraud this AI idiocy is. And so these companies now with trillion-dollar valuations have to somehow keep their little Ponzi ass schemes going. And so this is now where you start to see all of these people that colluded together are now starting to turn on each other so that they can keep the party going just a little bit longer, right? Again, think about this. If you think about a year ago, none of these companies disparaged the other companies. They're all like, no, this is all wonderful. This is all wonderful. And as I've been talking over the past few months, you've seen more and more stories about these companies starting to pull out the knives, which is a good thing. I mean, it's not a good thing for the economy. It's probably going to be bad for the economy. It's probably not going to be good for your job or your mortgage. Might be a little hard to feed yourself soon. But if you look at the tech, it's healthy for the tech industry. And there's one thing we've learned over the past decade. What is good for the tech industry probably is really fucking bad for society. I do think about that. I was listening to David Sachs on the All In podcast. My God, that guy is a bag of douches unto himself. But anyways, he literally said, on the All In podcast, he said, even as an American, if you don't support artificial intelligence is driving so much economic growth in the United States. If you support America, you should support AI growth. Oh, God bless the mouthpieces for the Trump administration. The wonderful thing about them is they say the stupid shit out loud. You're like, wait. So this whole entire idiotic thing that is built on complete and utter stupidity, we all have to keep feeding into it because it's so economically valuable. It would literally be like, well, we know you dislike meth. We know one of your kids is addicted to meth. We know one of your cousins died of the meth addiction. I know there's gunfights going on in your neighborhood with all these meth dealers. But what you have to understand is that meth is bringing a lot of money into the economy. So if you support America, even if you hate meth, you really do got to support meth. As a patriot, he would want you to go out there, David Sachs would want you to go out there and buy yourself a little baggie of meth, because that is going to help the economy. Anyways, it's all gonna blow. It's all gonna blow. I'm trying to tell you the truth, but this is kind of curious here. OpenAI is so frustrated with Apple over a ChatGPT integration that failed to deliver the subscribers and prominence it expected that the company is now actively exploring legal action against the iPhone maker, Bloomberg News reported Thursday, citing people familiar with the matter. And one of the big things I want you to understand about this too is with CEOs and organizations and all that kind of stuff, I talk about this many times. You only have two real resources as a business leader, as an organization leader. You have time and you have money. Those are the only resources you have, right? So when you're starting out, you waste a lot of time knocking on doors and doing that kind of stuff because you have no money. And then as you grow and you're starting to make more and more money, then you start paying for more and more advertising because you don't have the money to go out there and advertise yourself, right? You get to this point, the more money you have, you allocate the money to do things, so on and so forth. One of the things I want you to be thinking about here, right? If Sam Altman only has so much time in the day, he only has so many cycles in his brain to deal with so many different things. I want you to consider this for a second. Consider the fact that he is allocating real corporate resources towards suing or going after Apple for breach of contract. Now think about this. We have been told that AI is going to cure disease, it is going to solve science, and the rest of it. And one of the things I've been talking about for a while is that is what we were sold, and instead we're getting erotica and pay-per-click ads in ChatGPT. So if the growth for OpenAI is what they say it is, right? The ARR, the annual recurring revenue, which is a garbage number to begin with, but let's just say the ARR is actually growing the way that they say it is, and let's just imagine that ARR growth has anything to do with potential profit growth in the future. Right, they're building out data centers, they're doing coding, they're doing integrations, they're doing a tremendous number of things. Why do they have the institutional resources to allocate to go after Apple? Right, that's one of the things I used to tell my employees. Right, we'd have some customers would walk out on some bills or whatever else. We could theoretically sue them, go after them. The thing was, we were growing so fast at the time. At one point, we were doubling our revenue every 60 to 90 days. So think about this, right? If I go to sue one of my customers, let's say a customer walks out of a $500 bill, right? Real thing, right? If I hire a lawyer, the lawyer at that time was going to cost me $350 an hour. The conversation with the lawyer was going to cost me $350 before they do anything. It was going to take my time to go there. It's going to take my time to get all the information. It was going to take my time to go to court and do this whole mess, right, for $500. Where at that time period, we were doing tune-ups, so a base computer tune-up, putting an antivirus on it. It was $150 that we charged. It cost us $10 for McAfee antivirus. It was $140 just to do a tune-up on a computer. Right? You wanted to do data recovery and the rest of it. A simple job that came in, might be $300 in profit just for a couple hours work. And I had my employees at these stations so they could work at 4 computers at a time. So each one of these stations might be able to put through at least $1,000 in revenue a day, which would be, let's say, $900 in profit. Then I have to pay them and the rest of it. But think about that. We had money going through. And so, yes, could I go after this customer for not paying or whatever? Should I? Maybe. It just wasn't. I only had so much brain power. There's only so much time in the day. Am I going to go after recouping a few $100, or am I going to go after the next few $1,000 contract? Right? And what I want you to be thinking about here with Sam Altman and with OpenAI They are literally deciding it makes sense to allocate their resources to go after Apple, which creates a big question about why those resources are not being allocated into a different direction. Let's see here. According to Bloomberg, OpenAI has enlisted an outside law firm to work through its options, which could include sending Apple a formal breach of contract notice without necessarily escalating to a full lawsuit, at least not immediately. The OpenAI partnership, announced at Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference in June 2024, wove ChatGPT into Apple's operating system as an option within Siri and as part of iPhone's visual intelligence feature, allowing users to use their camera to analyze their surroundings and send photos to ChatGPT with related questions. OpenAI, along with industry watchers, expected the deal might eventually funnel billions of dollars in new subscriptions in a way, its way, and give the company prime real estate across one of the world's most used mobile ecosystems. Instead, Bloomberg reports, OpenAI has grown increasingly aggravated, complaining that the integration has been buried, its features hard to find, and that revenue from the tie-up is nowhere close to projections. Quote, they basically said, OpenAI needs to take a leap of faith and trust us, one OpenAI executive told Bloomberg. It didn't work out well. Apple, for its part, has its own grievances, including concerns about OpenAI's privacy standards and, according to Bloomberg, irritation over OpenAI's push into hardware, an effort led by Apple's executives, including ex-design chief Jony Ive. And so, again, I think that's an interesting thing. When we talk about the $1 trillion valuation for OpenAI, right? When OpenAI, or when ChatGPT was integrated into these iPhones 2 years ago, the idea is that this is so valuable, right? This is prime advertising space to convince people to buy ChatGPT subscriptions for $10, $20 a month. Here's the thing. I have like the latest phone. Is it the 17? I think it's a 17. I have a 17 Max. I have a 17 Max with a terabyte storage on it. And it's a damn fine phone. Here's the thing. I use it the exact same way I used my last phone, and the phone before that, and the phone before that, and the phone before that. Do you know why I spent so much money to buy this wonderful phone? Because the battery on my other iPhone was dying. I do a lot of travel nowadays, especially with the videos and everything else. I need a better quality battery. Plus, I wanted a bigger battery. I literally bought the top of the line iPhone, 17 Pro Max, whatever the fuck it is, right? Not for AI, not for 5G, not for all this crap they're trying to sell you. For a battery, and basically because I could. Really, that's one of the things that comes out at the end of the day. And so one of the things that I've been bringing up for a long time now is that AI is not the in-demand piece of functionality we're sold that it's supposed to be, right? There is AI functionality on this piece of crap, and I tell you, every time I trigger Apple Intelligence, what comes out of my mouth is, fuck, how the hell do I turn this shit off? I don't want Apple Intelligence. I want a decent battery. That's what I actually want. And I think this also shows the chinks in the armor over the idea of the $1 trillion valuation. This stuff simply isn't that valuable. OpenAI got ChatGPT to be basically embedded into the iOS operating systems for 2 years of the best-selling smartphones out there, with a market, with a user base that, again, you're buying an iPhone, so you're willing to spend money, that is the most likely to spend money, and it's failing miserably. I'm not saying Apple is doing everything that they were supposed to do. I'm definitely not saying Apple is doing everything that they could do. But when you look at this, is this really the fault of Apple that OpenAI is failing? Or is the simple fact of the matter is this garbage simply is not that valuable? It is not in that much of a demand. Is it a shock in the echo chamber world of the tech industry that all the coders are saying that AI is going to take over the world? I mean, think about this, right? So I have this sitting here. I've been working on a little Pico project. So these little microcontrollers, Pico project. So basically I have a temperature sensor that's sending values to this server. This is the temperature and humidity now, average over the past 5 minutes, over the past hour, over the past day. Literally, I just went to Claude, free version, to be clear, free. I had it code the requirements for the Pico. I had it code the requirements for this bottle web app, and it built all of this, and it works pretty good. Would I ship it into quote unquote production? No. But in a testing lab environment, yeah, I would rather save myself 3 hours of figuring out where the comma goes and just have Claude do it for me. But here's the thing, right? If you're a technology professional, especially if you're a coder, oh my golly, AI has changed my life. Hey, jackasses, not everybody's a coder. Not everybody's in the tech industry. Not everybody, again, needs to write random ass Python scripts to accept values coming in from a microcontroller. AI is great, don't get me wrong, fabulous for coding. I tell you what, in the rest of my life, not so valuable. Not that valuable. And I think that's the big problem is you have all these coders and such. They use AI, so they think it's the greatest thing in the world. Then you ship it on a product that goes out to normal users, but also not even normal users though, high value users. iPhone users are generally more educated, generally more college degree, generally earn more money because they can afford the damn things, and more willing to pay money because again, they bought the damn thing. And think about this. To non-technology professionals, but who are more highly educated than the society average, and better compensated than the society average, and more likely to spend money than the society average, and you're failing miserably. Uptake of your product into that demographic is garbage. Is that Apple's fault? Is that Apple's fault? Probably not. It's probably because you don't have a product that people actually care about. So anyways, this all puts a smile. Tech companies are suing the ever-loving crap out of each other. Yes! I've missed this. Oh, I've missed this so much. And what I like about this too is this isn't the Elon Musk OpenAI thing. Look, the Elon Musk OpenAI thing, you're like, well, what about that lawsuit? I haven't talked about that much because that's just a little snot fest. That is Elon Musk having a fucking hissy fit, right? That's just tech drama. That literally is tech drama. I don't think there is a lot that really pertains into the tech industry. Basically, Elon Musk hates Sam Altman. They both happen to be in our industry, and there are big lawsuits, right? That is what it is. What I like about this is real old school tech companies going after each other. That just puts a smile on my face. Because hopefully, I'm gonna say it, hopefully it means this whole thing goes boom soon. So anyways, what do you think about all this? Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes and want them on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, there's a link in the doobly-doo. Also, along with my LinkedIn account is down there if you want to follow me with the other things. With that, see y'all later.